It is said, while evoking a spiritual sense of belonging, to wit, those inclusively involved in becoming all that they can be, that these things evoke the attitude of penance and remorse among those who know no better than to stop and consider what they are doing, in light of what is being attempted. In these scenarios, people believe that when confronted with those ideas, to induce well-being through the means of serving detrimental activities, that it is best to continue retrieving information while the iron is hot. In these situations we say, it is not about retrieving information as much as it is about becoming the information you are seeking. In this way, all affords the being with the power to infiltrate the external world with that which will make a difference to them. It is seen, in light of that which is to come for you in these times, many souls who are predisposed to thinking for themselves in such a way as to incur the best results for themselves that they can. Inasmuch as this is so, it behooves you to continue to probe this evidence for what it's worth really to the individual, for you will find in many cases, there is no intelligence operating in consideration to the task at hand. So many have come before us in ways that you cannot imagine. We say this to you in hopes of securing the temptation to veer off course in the midst of this, to continue wrestling with their adamants in knowing they have procured the right path for themselves. And we say watch what happens to them when it is disclosed that indeed, they have chosen incorrectly for the results they wish to manifest. Manifesting results has a twofold approach to it. There are times when this must be seen to eradicate errors in the making of decisions for oneself and those who need advice in this area. 1. It is seen that the best attempts involve knowing, firsthand, that what is seen and heard is not the way to go about it. Advice from others fails when included in the realm of one's own personal self. This must be discarded, for in light of the situation at hand, these things have no value to the individual when given externally from a friend or co-worker who knows no better than to open their mouth and spout insecurities they have about themselves, when in fact, this is all they can offer, usually in times when the going gets rough for them. It is hoped while this is seen for what it is worth, there are times when this is discarded for truths that exist only for the individual who has no inclinations to finding a solution for you. Be that as this is known, it behooves you to pause and stop for a moment and ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Is there a reason that bequeaths knowledge and forbearance to this situation within which I would like to place myself? Or is there no good reason I can find at this time and wish only for a change that will prevent myself from reaching a higher goal with no thought in mind? It is important to consider the reasons for change that are sought, for without these the effects of that change are virtually undetectable in terms of personal growth and the ability to move forward in the consideration that you have made a wise decision after all. We say this also, as many consider it a matter of fact when it comes to making choices for themselves and others, and this we say is an outright error on their part. For who wants to be included in errors made by others at the will of those not considering the consequences of their actions when it comes time to instill what has gone wrong into the psyche of those who are involved? It behooves no one to behave in such a manner, for in taking down the entire ship, few survive to tell the tale of what happened to allow the situation to unfold as it did. We say this, know beforehand what you want. How you want to do it will develop over time. In this case, watching the outcome of choices made to get you there, have clues to inspect and make decisions about. Is it fair? Is it equanimous for all? Is there anything I need to be aware of that is detrimental in its consequence before continuing forward in this venture with it? We say too, it's not about what happens in the interim of that space between desiring it and making it happen. It's about knowing the outcome before it happens. This is what is relevant. If you know what you desire, it can be yours for sure, but to distinguish that from the means to get there is the error involved most do not see, for it is ever connected, and those telltale signs given to you while in process of happening tell the tale of the results sought before it happens. We know this may be very disconcerting to some who wish to move forward at lightning speed, as they wish to bypass the markers which inform of progress gone bad when it does. These indicators rest in the awareness brought upon them that something is afoot with trepidation that may not serve you well in the long run. It is seen that here is where errors are made in not being able to diagnose the situation with care and conformity to the end results so desired. It is to this we wish to address the following. Know beforehand the results you are seeking. Know them well, in and out, before any temptation is put before you to plow forward with the bulldozer that has the capacity to bring wreckage upon everything at a moment's notice. It behooves you to know this in advance, for the very reason that choices, once made, are all incumbent on the powers that put them into place for you to be aware of the pitfalls that await you, should you veer off course. Secondly, it is appropriate when doing this to consider the outcome of what will befall everyone involved. That is not to say, all-inclusively, it is an error not to, but to be considerate of all involved is an adjunct to behavior that considers all actions to be of consequence to all involved in the time it is made. So with this we send you on your way.